Wipe off my camera, which I always have to do whenever I'm doing a video. There we go. I hope everybody is having an amazing day. So today I am making some curry chicken. And I think I'm going to try to raise you guys up. You guys know whenever I'm doing these little cooking things, I always seem to have, you know, technical difficulties with my camera. But when I'm doing hair, I have no troubles. Can you guys see me? All right, good. So today I'm going to be making some curry chicken. Curry chicken can be interpreted in so many different ways, but I am going to be doing it my way. Let's see what I need. I feel like I might need a cutting board, but I probably don't need a cutting board. I should be all right. All right, so first things first, you have your chicken, okay? Your chicken is, of course, the star of the show. That's why we call it curry chicken. All right, so I'm gonna move you guys here so you guys can see what it is that I'm doing. All right, so we have our curry here. Where I learned to cook curry, I decided to adapt the Trinidadian way of cooking curry. My other half is Trinidadian. So the Jamaican way of cooking curry, which everybody can do, you basically season your chicken with the curry and then you'll cook it that way. The Trinidadian way of cooking curry is technically you toast your curry and then you cook it in its own water. After you toast the curry, you throw your chicken in there, that kind of thing. And I actually like that way better. I like the way the toasted curry tastes over when you just basically cook the chicken that way. But they both cook the exact same way. So what I'm going to start with is my aromatics. I have some garlic here, which I'm going to use 6 cloves of garlic. I have my little masher here that we use to mash it. So I'm going to put some garlic in there, and then I'm also going to get some ginger. Ginger and curry go hand in hand. I'm going to use this big piece of ginger right here. So all I'm going to do is wash it off really good. Wash my garlic really good. Okay? And I put them in here together, and I just use this and just kind of open them up. With the ginger, I just smash it enough that when I put it in to the curry, I don't want the ginger to really break down too much, so I really smash the ginger probably once or twice just to keep it open, and then my garlic I smash a little bit more. All right, so that's what it looks like. You guys see that big piece of ginger there, and then you see the garlic in there. All I'm gonna do is pour that into my pan here with my chicken. Okay, and then you can put potato, you can put carrots in it, which I think I'm gonna put some carrots. I'm just gonna use like 1 carrot. Okay, I did not prepare everything before because I'm not doing like a cooking channel just yet, but going forward, if everybody hasn't already done so, please go and subscribe to my Elite Total Body Care page, because that will be the channel where I'll be doing all of my cooking. That will be the channel where I'll be doing a lot more body care. But for today's purpose, I'm going to do it on my Elite Hair Care page. But going forward, it will be on my Elite Total Body Care page. All of my recipes, all of my cooking at home, cook with me, all that stuff. So I just peeled my carrot. I'm just going to rinse it off. Okay. And then just take my knife. Now, I usually cut my carrot into 3 pieces. Take off this piece here. And then I split this in half. If you're not comfortable cutting in your hand, then of course you can cut on a cutting board. I'm okay with cutting in my hand, and I'm doing a rough cut of my carrots. Okay, we like our carrots nice and chunky. You don't have to use carrot if you don't want to. You can use whatever you want, but I use carrots. And I like potato, but I think we are out of potato, which that is like the staple of the dish. But I feel like I threw the potatoes away. What?
Should I put them back in this cake?
Did he go both?
Yes, ma'am.
You can just leave him up. He's all right. Just don't let him go upstairs with you. Matter of fact, put him back in this crate. Put him in this crate. All right. So right now we have ginger, carrots, and garlic in our chicken. So we're going to go ahead and season our chicken. And I start with some adobo seasoning.
Roll it out.
Okay, you're going to season to your taste. So I'm going to put some adobo. Right? a little bit of chili pepper or chili powder, just for a little spice because I don't have any Scotch bonnet. All right. I'm going to take the paprika. I'm going to put that to the side. I'm going to still use a little bit of garlic powder. Now, if you have any green seasoning can be found at any West Indian store or Caribbean supermarket. Green seasoning is basically scallion, thyme, all that stuff ground up and in a liquid form. And then it goes in. You guys hold on 1 second. All right, so what you guys just saw me add was some Sazon seasoning and some black pepper, okay? I'm gonna take out some turmeric, paprika, cumin, and also curry powder, okay? We buy our curry powder like this. You can use Blue Mountain Curry, Reggae Country Style, whatever country curry you want to use, that's what you will use, all right? So we're gonna go ahead, and I'm also gonna add a little bit of, this is called pickle pepper sauce, okay? I'll tell you, pickle pepper sauce has vinegar, sugar, onions, tomato paste, sea salt, mango concentrate, clove, thyme, garlic, black pepper, orange peel. It's just an added flavor to the meat. Now, you don't have to use it. Some people don't use it to make curry, but I like the taste, so I use what I want to use, okay? And as I said before, if you're not already following me on my other page or my other channel, which is Elite Total Body Care, please go and do so, because that is where I'm going to be doing all of my cook with me's and stuff like that, okay? So what I'm going to do is go ahead and mix up my chicken. Now for today's curry, I'm using what I have in the fridge. I forgot to get scallion. I don't have any, and we are out of time, so I'm using what I have. There's no right or wrong way to do it. You just want to make sure that you use curry. Okay, so I'm just going to let that sit for a second. I'm going to wash my hands here. All right, so let me get a napkin. This part I don't like. All right, so I got some napkin. So what I'm gonna do is, I have an onion here, and this onion I'm gonna need when it's time for my currying, right? So I'm just gonna use this little thing here. I'm not gonna break it down. I'm just literally gonna make it into some big chunks of onion, and you'll see why I need that in a moment. So I'm just gonna use my little thing here that I use to smash out my garlic and my ginger, okay? And all I'm doing is just making some big chunks of onion, and then I'll put the rest in my chicken. But it doesn't matter, it's all gonna go into the same place. Okay, so that's gonna go there. All right, let's clean this up real quick. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna get a wooden spoon, like such. I'm gonna turn on my stove. So I go by capfuls, okay? So I'm gonna move my chicken over here, and I'm gonna pull you guys in this direction, and you will see what I'm doing in just a moment. All right, so you guys, there we go. So you guys can see my pot here, okay? I have my cumin, paprika, curry powder, and turmeric. Okay? And then I have my onion. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pour some olive oil into my pot here. My stove is on medium high. I'll move that over so you can see. So I'm going to pour that into my pot. I only used about maybe 2 tablespoons, not a lot. Okay? And then I'm going to also put my onion in the pot as soon as my oil gets hot. In the meantime, I'm going to use my caps for you to see how much seasoning I'm going to be using. So for my cumin, about half a capful. Okay? I'm just using the tops from the seasoning, nothing special. Most people would put it in a plate, but because I'm doing this at home, of course it's going to be different. Same thing with my paprika, about half a capful of paprika. Turmeric, we love turmeric. Turmeric is great for inflammation as well. So we're going to take our turmeric and we are going to use a capful of turmeric. Okay, capful of turmeric. Don't mistake turmeric for curry, okay? Don't mistake turmeric for curry. And our curry powder, I'm going to use an entire capful. Uh-oh, and of course I just dropped some. So most people will look at this and say, that is not enough curry, but you're going to see how much curry it really is. Okay? So my oil is in the pot. Pot is warm. I'm just going to put my onions in there. Right? I'm just going to stir it around. There's no sizzle yet. I'm just literally coating the onions with the oil. You'll see why in just a moment. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold the camera and you guys will get to see inside the pot as I'm doing what I'm doing. So all I'm doing is just moving my onions around. The pot itself with the onions and the oil, okay? You'll see what I mean in just a moment. And this is a Dutch pot. For everybody that doesn't know what this is a Dutch pot. All right. So I'm just going to let that warm just a minute. You guys can hear it going. Okay. I just wanted to hear the sizzle. Okay. We're not waiting until our onions are translucent or anything. Okay. This is going to help to flavor our spices that we're about to toast before we put our chicken in the pot. So all I'm doing is just kind of moving it around, getting them nice and warm. Okay, if you notice, it's all different sizes. You want to be perfect, you can be perfect. I cook like I would cook for my family anyway, because that's who I'm cooking for. So size to me doesn't really matter. All right, so first thing I'm going to do is put all my spices in. Okay, I'm just going to throw them all in there. Turn my heat down because I don't need the heat to be high. I'm just toasting them. This is the turmeric. I already put the paprika and cumin in there, and then here it goes, the curry. Right? Okay. So I'm just going to move them around. Mind you, my dust pot is not level, so you're going to see it rocking. It's been in our home for a long time, right? So all I'm doing is just moving around my spices. I'm toasting my spices. Now, if I wasn't holding my camera, then I could hold the pot, but I'm holding my camera, so I'm just toasting the spices just like that. That's the reason why you wanted the onion too. And then you're also going to need your kettle with water. Okay, so now that my spices are nicely toasted and mixed together, just like that, I'm just going to bring everything down into the pot. Now I'm going to take my water and I'm going to pour some water in there. Okay, this is what you call cooking your curry, cooking your spices, and you're going to make what we call a slurry. Like this way of cooking curry, I feel like, okay, and it's going to become a paste, but it's still not ready yet. We're going to add more water to it. Okay, once I see that it starts to stick to the bottom of the pot, I know that I can go ahead and add a little bit more water. Just like that. I'm going to go ahead and turn up my heat because I'm going to add my chicken soon and I don't want the temperature to drop too low. But this way of cooking curry to me works a lot better, and you use a lot less spice, and the curry is more cooked. If you eat curry and it's not cooked properly, it will give you a bellyache. So now I'm gonna wait until it becomes another slurry slash paste. Okay. So you guys see it like it's becoming a paste, right? Can you guys see that? This is called cooking your curry. I don't have my tripod today. All right, so now we're gonna go ahead and add our chicken. Okay, so we're gonna just wait until we see the curry starts to stick. This part is real simple, you guys. It don't take any type of extra equation. It's real simple. All right. So I'm gonna go ahead and get my chicken, and even with the aromatics in the chicken, I'm going to still put everything in the pot, but I'm not gonna put everything in at once. Okay, I'm gonna just drop it in piece by piece. So I have some wings and then some chicken thighs. So we're just gonna drop those in the pot. Typically dark meat is best for currying, but I'm using what I have, right? And then I'm gonna go ahead and throw in my aromatics. And then I'm gonna pour some water. You can use water or chicken stock, okay? And then all you're gonna do is toss your chicken around in the curry. So what I'm gonna do is toss it around, and then I'll bring you guys over so you can see it. So you guys will just kind of watch me toss it for a second. I need both hands for this. So I'm gonna hold my pot, and I'm literally just going to toss my chicken around in the curry so that my chicken is coated with the curry. Some people add coconut milk to their curry. Some people do all kind of weird things, but I'm not adding any coconut milk to mine. I'm just plain old curry chicken. Okay, and I'm really, now I actually have a lot more curry than I actually needed because the chicken is well coated. All right, so our ginger's in there, our chicken's in there, our aromatics is in there. So all we're gonna do is we just coated everything with the curry. So you guys can see, I'm gonna turn you around. Everything is coated with the curry. Can you see that? And there's a lot of curry, and that's just a little capful. And this is the reason why I like this way of making curry chicken, because I feel like it does a lot better and you use a lot less curry than if you were to season the chicken with curry powder. When I learned this way, I got adapted to this way. So that was my thing. Right? All right. So I'm going to turn you guys around again. And I'm going to grab some chicken stock. All right, I'm not gonna put the chicken stock in there right away. I'm gonna let my chicken stew its own water, but I'm using my chicken stock inside my bowl that I had all my seasonings in, because later on down the line, I'm gonna go ahead and add my water. So what I'm gonna do now, I'm just turning everything, making sure all that's in there. Okay. And I think I will add just a little bit of my stock. I prefer chicken stock over water. It gives it better flavor. And if you want to add Scotch bonnet, thyme, whatever, your choice. I'm using what we had at home today. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and put my pot cover on. And this is going to spring its own water. And then from there, it will be cooking and ready to go. So I'm just gonna close up my aromatics here, or my spices. They're not really aromatics, spices. And then I'll read some of your questions real quick. Now I have some Tico Rico sauce. If you guys know me, y'all know I love this sauce. So I'm gonna actually put some of this in my water to add the spice to my chicken instead of me using Scotch bonnet because I don't have it. Okay, so we have our bowl here that had all of our aromatics and spices in it. I put some chicken stock in there with a little bit of water. And then this is gonna be what I'm gonna pour into the pot when I'm done springing some water on the chicken, or from the chicken, should I say. All right, so let's see your questions because I know you guys have some. It better be if she had some it would be better if yes, it would definitely be better if I had some roti or some bus up, but I don't. Who taught you that way? Was it your husband? Well, his family is from Trinidad, and I watched his mom make it that time. And I said, I want to try it that way other than the traditional way that normally, like in a Jamaican household, how we cook it, where you season it with the curry. And when I did it this way, I said, man, number one, I use less curry. Number two, it tastes different. It tastes, it's not pasty. I mean, it's never pasty, but you don't over season it. I don't know how else to describe it. I know what I'm cooking for Sunday dinner. Is that hot sauce. Tico Rico is a hot sauce, but it's made from hot peppers. And it's really good. It's actually someone that follows me on YouTube, and they make their own Tico Rico sauce, which is made from Scotch bonnet peppers. It's really good. It's really hot. That capful definitely went a long way. It did. It did go a long way, and that's another reason why I like using this method, because if I was to season the chicken with curry, I'd probably use more seasoning, and then I'd still have to cook the chicken longer because you have to cook the curry. Curry needs to be cooked, and when I learned it this way, I said this is the proper way to cook curry, and that was in my opinion. No offense to my Jamaican family. I love my Jamaican family, but I like the Trinidadian way of making curry chicken. I love curry chicken, shrimp, and goat, my crab. I've made curry crab too. That's really good. What is you serving with your chicken? Everything sounds and looks good. So we're not eating rice. We're trying to stay away from starches. It's another reason why we don't have any potatoes. So I'm probably just gonna do like some broccoli. We'll probably eat broccoli. My babies like anything. No, they love curry chicken though. All right, so I'm gonna open the pot so you guys can see what I mean when I say the chicken will spring its own water. So watch this. I only put a little bit of water in here, and do you see how much water it sprung on its own? This is the water that's coming from the chicken. It steamed its own water. Okay, so that's another reason why I didn't add a lot of water to the curry, because it's gonna steam it, it's gonna spring its own water. Once it springs its own water, that's when I'm going to add the remainder of the water that I have here, because you see it's starting to stick, right? But you want to make sure that it doesn't stick. So this is another reason why I had to take it out. So what I'm going to do is put you guys here for a second so you guys can see what I'm doing. All I'm doing is just making sure that my chicken is not sticking, right? You do need more water, guys, okay? You just want the chicken to steam its own water first, or spring its own water first, and then you add whatever necessary amounts of water or fluid you need in your curry. Some people will add coconut milk from here. We don't like ours with coconut milk. This is curry chicken. All right, so I'm gonna take this little bit of water that's left over here, and now this is the water from all the seasonings in the bowl that I seasoned the chicken with. So I'm gonna just pour that in here, because now I'm just gonna let the chicken really cook. Okay? And mind you, the chicken is not cooked, you guys. The chicken is not cooked, so you do need to add some more water to this pot so that the chicken can cook thoroughly. But you want it to spring its own water first, get all of that flavor out. Thank you for answering that question, Can't Hide. I was going to answer, but green seasoning, like you said, is a mixture of onions, cilantro. I can make my own green seasoning, which I've done before, but I usually just buy it at the store. All right, so what I'm going to do is put you guys back, because I'm going to go ahead and stir up my pot here. Okay, and then we're gonna allow this to bring itself back to a boil, and then you'll just continue to stir. Check on it from time to time. I'm using wings, so you know wings, white meat cooks really quickly, and then I have some boneless chicken thighs in there too. Curry chicken has no right or wrong type of chicken to use. You can use white meat, you can use dark meat. It's really by choice. Okay, once it starts to cook, like really cooked, then I'll taste it just to make sure. But I'm not going to keep you guys on the live for the duration of this cook because I'm doing it live. Going forward, I'll start filming so you guys can see it from beginning to end. But I wanted you guys to see what leads us up to this point of making curry chicken. So here's the thing. Now you're going to cover your pot. Okay? When you cover your pot, you're going to allow your chicken to cook. It's going to cook for at least 30 minutes, at least that much. Okay, this is not a rush your food kind of food. You don't want your wings to be tough. Your wings should really be soft. They should damn near be falling off the bone if you're cooking it the right way. So that's another reason why I said, because I'm doing it live, I'm not going to keep you guys on live, but I wanted you guys to see how I make my curry in regards to toasting my spices, in regards to the chicken itself, and how I cook it. Where can you buy the pot? Honestly, a Musa can be found at West Indian or Caribbean stores, and they actually sell these in Walmarts too. And they don't come looking like this. They come more shiny and brand new looking. This is an older Dutch pot. Clearly, you can tell it doesn't sit well on the stove, but it cooks very well. I would not cook my curry chicken in the Rachel Ray pot. I need to cook it in this pot, right? And then this is going to sit, like I said, it's already started bringing it back to a boil. And that's why you want to add your water in sparingly. You don't want to just douse it with water at the beginning. That's called boiling your chicken. We are literally trying to stew the chicken. So this is going to get thick really quickly. Hispanic stores sell it too, like Bravo's, Key Foods, Walmart's, depending on the area that it's in, any Caribbean supermarket, Haitian supermarkets, really almost anywhere you can get a Dutch pot now. What time will it be ready? It's gonna sit for about 30 minutes. So it's 7:18 my time. So about 7:45 it should be done. But in between it cooking, you do want to make sure that you're checking it so that it's not sticking. Make sure you adjust your heat. I have my heat on medium, which is good. I don't want it to cook too fast and I don't want it to burn, but I don't want it to take forever and stew either. It's going to cook in a good amount of time. So 30 minutes for it to be on the stove and just really just cooking itself through is good. My family's from Jamaica. Yeah. So I definitely also recommend, if you guys have the place, these are really good to have. They're good for smashing your seasonings. If you guys can tell, mine's is nice and old on the inside. You got a lot of embedded flavor in this wood. But it's definitely good to have. Definitely good to have for when you're trying to mash up your aromatics. Because we're not doing rice, we're not eating rice, I can't make any rice, but I would love to eat it with rice. I'm not eating it with rice though. You can buy green seasoning at the Caribbean supermarket. They sell it. They sell the preserved one in the bottle, or you can buy it in the cold section of the Caribbean supermarket. And they typically have it in the cold version because majority of the islands do use green seasoning. The crazy part is I don't see green seasoning in Jamaica, but I don't know why. I've never seen it there. I've really never seen it there, but green seasoning is very popular amongst like Trinidadians, Haitians, Guyanese. It's very popular. If you want to eat bread with it, curry is traditionally eaten with white rice or roti, like a roti skin or a bus up. I like bus up. I don't like roti skin because I don't like the chickpeas in between it. And if I'm eating it as a roti, I definitely want the dal. I definitely I want everything. I want a doubles. I feel like I want doubles now. All right, good. I eat cauliflower rice. Yes, you can eat it with cauliflower rice, but the kids in them, they don't like cauliflower, so I don't do it for them. The seasonings, I will actually show you guys the seasonings right now, and then you can take a screenshot on your phone so you can see the seasonings. On my Elite Total Body Care site, you guys will get full-on recipes that I'll record, and then you'll be able to follow me through the recording. So go and follow my Elite Total Body Care YouTube channel. That channel is where you're going to start seeing a lot of my cook with me and a lot of my body care stuff. So if somebody could type in Elite Total Body Care, that's the channel where you'll see a lot of that. Go and subscribe to that channel, okay? In the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and put my seasonings up so you guys can see the seasonings that we used. The only thing that I'm particular about using a specific brand is adobo and curry. Everything else, and pick a pepper. Pick a pepper is also very important. Everything else, you can use what you buy at the grocery store. I'm missing, oh, my turmeric. This. And I think that's everything that I needed. Yeah. All right. So here's all the seasonings that I used. Starting with black pepper, adobo seasoning, chili powder, pick a pepper. Let me turn it this way. Pick a pepper, chili powder. I use reggae style curry or reggae country style, but you can also use Blue Mountain curry. Cumin, paprika, ground turmeric, and then I used some chicken broth for my water instead of me just using water. I also used some garlic. If you guys can tell, I got this at Bravo. I used 1 onion, which is here, a yellow onion, just a standard onion, and then I used some carrots. Usually you can also add potato, but we're not doing the starch right now. And then, of course, you can add thyme if you have any. And scallion or green onions, as you guys would know it, is very important too. But we don't have any, so I'm using what I have. The good thing about curry, as long as you have curry, everything else really don't matter. Of course, by preference it does. But if you don't have it, curry, as long as it's curry, you're good. You're welcome. So what I'm doing is just stirring it up. So I'm going to show you guys something. This is not cooked. This is not ready. You see how these wings are nice and hard? They're nice and tough. This is not ready, you guys. This is why I have my heat on a medium, because I want everything to cook really well. And these wings should be damn near falling off the bone when it's cooked. This is too tough. Nobody don't want tough chicken. So when you're making curry, you take your time. That's why I said about 30 minutes. And you may or may not add more water or chicken stock as needed. If the chicken is not tender yet, go ahead and add more. But you want to let this water cook down first. Because if you add more water, you're just swimming chicken in. It's like soup. We're not making soup, we're making curry. Right? So I'm just going to put my pot cover back on and allow that to cook. And if you guys notice, in between me and you just talking just now, I stirred my pot again. All right, so I appreciate you guys for watching today. I know, like I said, I'm not going to put the finish on because this is live. But I will upload it to my YouTube stories, the finished product. And then I will also upload my other channel name for you guys to be able to go and follow or subscribe to that channel so that you guys can always be a part of cooking with me and, you know, just enjoying my home with me. That's what I do. I like to cook. I enjoy cooking. A lot of people I've already told, but I went to culinary school and then I ended up getting a scholarship for Cosmo, which is cosmetology, and that's why I ended up doing cosmetology instead. But cooking has always been my number one love. I absolutely adore cooking. I am working on a seasonings line for our body care site because that's the direction I feel that I need to go in my purpose. My purpose is, of course, helping people to take better care of themselves, not just their hair. So I'm really recognizing where I want to be. And cooking is definitely one of my biggest passions. Outside of hair, cooking is my go-to. All right? So I hope everybody has an amazing evening. And like I said, go and subscribe to my Elite Total Body Care channel. And I'll see you guys in the next video.